Hello guys, it's great to be here with you again. And in this video, I want to talk to you about my personal observation about very important component in beauty. As you know, I'm a beauty professional, I'm a esthetician, I work with skin, muscles, I work with constructing, reconstructing the face. But there is one thing that I noticed in all my clients and myself over 30 years of experience working with people. And a lot of people from my clients I have for 30 years. So we grew up together. And very often I understood that the lady would come to me for the monthly facials and she looks beautiful and she's taken care of. She always takes care of herself. And yet she would come one day and she looks extra beautiful and her face is shining and she looks so attractive. And usually when I would ask the question like, what's going on? You look so great. It would be always the same answer. Either I fell in love or I met somebody or something good happened to her. So it would be emotionally uplifting situation. They made her look on a physical level very beautiful. And recently I've heard a fable on internet that I want to share with you. And the reason I want to share it with you because I have a feeling that someone needs to hear that. Today, tomorrow, 10 years from now on, but it's important. So beauty, physical aspect of beauty. So this is the fable that I've heard that brought me to this particular video. There was an old man who had two daughters. One was very attractive. The nature gave her very attractive looks. And the other was very, very plain looking. So one day in a village of where this old man and daughters lived, came sailor. Looked at his daughters, took away from the daughters the father and said, look, I really want to marry one of your daughters and I'm going to give you 10 cows for her. Father was very happy because 10 cows was a huge amount of, we're talking about old times, payment for the daughter and said, okay, I'm going to tell my beautiful daughter to get ready to go with you. And the sailor said, oh no, I don't want to marry that daughter. I want to marry the other daughter. And the father said, the other daughter, but she's not attractive. 10 cows is way too much for her. I would never be able to accept such a big price for that plain looking girl. But the sailor insisted and took the daughter, the unattractive, quote unquote, daughter with him. Couple of years later, father decided to visit his daughter and the sailor where they were living. And when he came, he saw this most beautiful girl in front of him. He recognized his daughter in her, but she was so incredibly attractive. So father asked her, what happened? How did you become so beautiful? Her answer was, when I realized that somebody is willing to pay 10 cows for me, the transformation had begun. She felt her value from external source. Now, this is a fable, and clearly nobody pays with cows for women, and it's just a fable. It's just because I don't want to sound ridiculous, It's just a fable about how if you're going to give external resource to somebody and make them feel beautiful, they're going to become it. So what is this video about? This video is about the fact that we can take care of our skin. I'm the first one who is promoting that. We can do the skincare and facelift and massages and everything. But if you don't have internal validation of believing in your beauty, in your value, in your grace, then it will be not so easy to bring you to the next level of beauty. Unfortunately, though, external validation is very powerful. Yes, we should find the beauty inside ourselves and then manifest it in our life, and we should have our own value and we should have our own, go inside. I really believe in it. However, if the people around you consistently, externally, from external source, diminish your value, it is very difficult to go against that force. So the best thing to do is to remove these people away from your life. Not with bad words or scandal, but very quietly and slowly neutralize the words of people who will diminish you. And people will diminish you for many different reasons. Oftentimes, parents will diminish you because they want to keep you humble. They want you to listen to them. So they will tell you things that kind of diminishing. So you would be like quiet, and you would live with what they want, with their brain instead of yours. It's very difficult to find people, depending on what situation you're right now, who will validate you. People, unfortunately, are not very generous for compliments, not very generous for validation. So internally, you will have to find the source. Now look at the chain of events in here. Source that gives you internal value, and then it shines outwards, and then you're going to get external value. For me, it was a skill. So in my deepest, greatest insecurities, which I have plenty of still until today, but it used to be worse, what brought me out of my shell of insecurities and believing in other people's words was the skill. I knew I had skill. Internally, I knew it. Externally, I worked with my clients and I saw it on their faces. They validated the fact of it when they saw their own faces after facial, and they fed me with external validation, skill. And as I consistently, day after day, heard from other people how good my hands were, or what a great job I can do, I started to build more and more self-esteem. Now, again, I do understand that we have to find self-love, self-esteem, self-encouragement, self-validation, all inside us. We don't need anybody to tell us that, and everything should be done internally. It can take a lifetime. Remember the girl from the fable? She'd been given 10 cows for her, and she started to bloom. So I think it's very important. I think it's a very female conversation. This conversation is definitely for women, because very oftentimes we don't have that kind of luxury of external validation, even from our parents. And God knows everything comes from our parents. I have seen the most beautiful girls, my clients, who were not told that they were beautiful or valuable as children, and they never felt themselves beautiful and valuable. I also have seen girls that, in my humble opinion, we all have opinion and taste, were not the most attractive looking, but they've been raised to think so, and they always carry themselves that way. The internal belief in your value determines your whole life, and it starts in childhood. But we are not all that lucky to have that in childhood. And if you don't, and if you didn't, or if you're right now in a situation when people diminish you, try slowly to neutralize those people by, if you cannot remove yourself physically from them, stop hearing them. Stop hearing them. Meditate and take the voices out of your head and start to develop something. In my case, it was skill, as I told you. Skill is very helpful, no matter what skill. You don't have to be a esthetician. You could be a flower shop worker and make the best flower arrangements out there. No matter what you do, if you're really good in what you're doing, you're going to get external validation from people. People notice excellence. They do. And in some point, you start hearing it. And that external validation of your skill gonna bring up your self-esteem. Make sure to show up to people. Open your Instagram account and show how good you are in what you do, and consistently perfect your skill. It will work like 10 cows for that girl. It's gonna make you internally sure of yourself. It's going to come out in your external presentation of yourself. And later on, you're going to see, just in a little bit later on, not 10 years from then on, but right away, the machine of self-validation and self-assurance starts to work. And you start seeing just how beautiful you are. This is the easiest, the shortest way to get there. And once you will see how beautiful you are, everybody will see how beautiful you are. That's how it works. But that internal belief is hard to achieve only internally by yourself. That's why that fable I found very powerful. I hope nobody found that fable disrespectful towards women, Clearly, nobody pays in cows for women anymore. But I think what the true meaning, the meat of the fable was, if somebody is willing to give you validation for who you are, you're going to bloom from that place. And I know this is the shortest way to self-insurance and to beauty and to shining. And once you shine, you can make other people shine too. The best thing about that snow kind of ball accumulation is once you feel good about yourself, you make sure to make other people good about themselves. It's almost like contagious. You have a need to validate and help other people. And it's a great chain of events that you're starting. And the next person is going to rise up and start to rising up other people, and so on and so forth. So I guess in my little way, in my understanding, I wanted to bring that to your attention. I did it through skill. Maybe you're going to find other measurements of doing that. Skill is helpful. And external validation really changes people's life and people's self-perception. And that's the most important thing. So you start from within, you show it, you show up, other people see it, fit into it, it goes back. It's a cycle. It goes back into you. Now you believe in yourself and the cycle continues. It's very difficult to do it all by yourself. It's easier to do it with the help, sincere help of others and sincere view of others, of your beauty and your value. I guess that's all I want to say today. I hope you found this interesting. I hope I didn't bore you. I would love to hear from you if this kind of videos, me sharing my opinions about beauty in every way possible, are interesting to you. If they are, I'll keep making them. And if they are not, I will not. I will stick with my facials and skincare videos. So please let me know. I would love to hear from you. I need your feedback, in fact. Thank you so much for your time, for your attention, and I will see you in the next video.